You got to double button it.
Yeah.
It's a double button sitch.
All right. Now it should be going. Still takes a second to get going over there, maybe.
Probably a little delay. Oh, there you are. There's your lovely face.
Okay, good.
Look at the backlighting on you. Who
I know,
lit
right?
that?
It looks good in here.
Who lit it?
Good. There we go.
Is that what it means when you say it's lit?
It's what it means now.
There it is.
And also, I love the Bill Squire Show color pop with that blue light behind. It looks nice. It's I'm a fan of it. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Midday B.J. I'm here with Jeremiah from KISS 96.5. Or is it 96.5 KISS FM?
That's the proper nomenclature.
Okay,
anything that gets the name out there really works for me.
Can you move a little bit?
Where's
your light at again? It didn't get. Bring your light back over here. I think it worked better over here. Yeah, we're trying to figure out lighting in here.
Is this good like that? Is that?
Yeah, and then we can just tell scary stories.
Is that better? Oh yeah, that did look weird. I'm seeing the delay. So
yeah, there. Right. If you move just a little bit this way,
boom,
boom.
Is that my shot? That's my camera.
I think that's the best shot because I can move over this way, and then we are good.
Boom.
All right, but then I'm like really weird and I don't need to see you. I can hear you. We know what we're doing.
I can poke around.
Yeah, we can. All right. So anyway, I said let's talk about discipline.
Yeah.
Because corporate punishment's making its way back into school.
Corporate punishment?
Corporal punishment. Yeah, corporate punishment. That's where you don't get the choice between Coke and Pepsi.
Is that what
it's assigned?
I'm a Dr. Pepper guy.
Which is they're their own thing, aren't they? Are they PepsiCo?
My stepdad worked for Pepsi. He still does. And there's something weird where they're their own thing, but they're still distributed by Pepsi or Coke or something like that, or 7-Up.
Yeah.
So I don't know the official terminology.
But I feel like they're more of a standalone. Like they're
for sure.
Yeah. They're like, we're just gonna be Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, we're our own thing.
We're gonna make these weird commercials, and it's gonna be fun.
You know who that is, right?
The guy from
Lil Sweet.
Yeah, he was on. Was he on?
I want to let you find it.
American Idol.
Yep.
He was
Justin Guarini.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's the first second place guy was Justin Guarini.
I only watched a few seasons of American Idol, and I kind of got into it when I started dating my ex-wife. Like it was the Adam Lambert year.
Yeah.
Like that season, and then
that's when it kind of petered out.
Yeah, exactly. So like we watched that season, and it was like okay, and then the one after it, and then we're like okay, we're kind of done with this show.
Cody Poundcake, he's interviewing Adam Lambert's runner-up in the near future. He's like, do you want to interview this guy? I'm like, I don't know who that is.
But Adam Lambert didn't.
Correct. I'm sorry. He beat Adam Lambert.
Yeah, this is Chris Allen, I think.
Is that what his name is?
Yeah, and he interviewed him in the past when he was on KISS.
Okay.
And then I think he's still out there doing it. So
he's doing his thing.
Doing another interview.
Making that music, baby.
Good for him. Anyway, corporal punishment is coming back to schools. And I know it's shocking. Yeah, they're in Missouri. They're bringing corporal punishment into schools, and I was shocked. I'm like, I didn't know there's schools in Missouri. I've met people from Missouri, and it did not seem like a school type of area. But they're bringing
the paddle. They're bringing the paddle back, or what are they bringing?
I think it's from what I understand, it's an open hand spank. It's a last resort thing, and the parents have to opt in. So they send a permission slip home with the kid, and then the kids have to bring it back to the school.
What?
But the thing is, like, you can't tell the kids who's opted in because then, like, the kids that aren't opted in, they're like, what? They suspend me, blah. Like, it's gonna create this hierarchy of people. You know, do you ever read the book? There's a Dr. Seuss book called The Sneetches.
No, I don't know. The Sneetches.
So the Sneetches there's the Starbelly Sneetches, and they look down on the regular belly Sneetches.
Okay, so and then there's a machine, a class thing.
and then there's a machine that could turn you into a star belly Sneetch. So all the regular Sneetches got stars on their belly, and the star belly Sneetches are like, well, we don't like that, so they got them removed. And then it's a class thing, and they go, well, you're all actually the same, but it's that kind of lesson.
Dr. Seuss is so deep.
Yeah.
What is the meaning behind green eggs and ham? To try new things.
But probably also, I don't think you should eat green eggs.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I think it's to try new things. But there's going to be kids walking around like, my parents aren't worried about my behavior, or like I can do what I want. I'm not going to get spanked by teachers. And then the kids walk around like, I guess my parents want people they don't really know to be able to hit me. Like it's a weird thing, and I just don't think you can let like that needs to be protected information.
100%.
I just think it's weird to let your kids get spanked.
Yeah, why are we still hitting kids in 2022?
Because we've tried everything. Well, more like we tried nothing else, and we're all out of ideas.
Exactly. We don't want to talk to them about how they feel and how their actions are wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying don't yell at the kid, but you don't have to strike them, right?
Right. I mean, that's how I feel about it. But there's a lot of people that think that it's some sort of, and also I feel like a spanking is an in the moment type of punishment. Yeah. And if you go, all right, well, we sent you, and like how hard like regulating the spanking is going to be.
I remember as a kid, my mom only spanked me once, and it was always the threat was worse than the actual action.
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't remember, me and my sister were fighting about something really stupid. Yeah. I think we were, if I remember, we were playing Gargoyles. Remember the cartoon Gargoyles? Yeah,
great game.
And we were fighting about something like what character to be, and my mom was over it, and she actually came down with a belt, and I sobbed.
Yeah.
And then when she did it, I'm like, that wasn't that bad.
That was actually talk about deep shows. Gargoyles was pretty deep because in the early episodes of that, none of the other gargoyles had names. There's only Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, what do you call each other? Friend? Buddy? Like it was.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
It's another classist.
Yeah.
Not classist, but like an allegory to the class system in our society.
Where they go, okay. And then, they all get their names like Bronx and like New York.
Hudson was the old man.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That was a great show.
It was an amazing show.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. In 2022, there are a couple things I don't understand. Why we're still thinking it's okay to strike children, and also why we're smoking cigarettes. Those are like my two big things. I'm like, why are we doing that still?
The answer for both is because they both make you look cool.
Is that what spanking people makes you look cool?
Striking a child makes you look pretty cool. I think if you're seen hitting a kid, and I was like,
yep. That's a cool guy.
They don't even care. They'll get a kid. they don't give any fucks. Smoking does make you look cool, though. I will say that.
Yes.
Absolutely makes you look cool. Vaping does not.
No, it doesn't.
It's so hard the other way. But
it looks like you're trying to suck a remote control.
Yeah, it doesn't have the intended I mean, you're getting the nicotine, which I guess is the idea, but
yeah,
I think smoking a cigarette actually looks like a cool thing.
I don't disagree with that.
But it is still really stupid to do.
Look at it this way. They don't make candy vape pens.
No,
they make candy cigarettes.
They do.
The ones with the gum that had the little smoke that popped out of them.
Love those.
Because smoking looks cool.
It's
the dumbest thing you could ever do. I did it. I smoked for how old? I quit smoking the year my son was born, and that was 2012. And he's 10, so it's been almost 10 years since I actually quit.
Yeah.
I do not miss it for 1 second. Did you ever smoke?
I just as a kid tried it a few times.
Yeah.
Every once in a while when I'm super drunk, I'll be like, oh,
give me a cigarette.
Yeah, but never habitually. I don't think I've ever bought a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, I was into it.
Yeah,
deep.
I've never done that.
I didn't. Did you ever dip?
No, I thought dipping was the fucking grossest thing ever.
I did. I did that twice in my life, and I about vomited each time.
Yeah,
it is the worst. Way to consume tobacco.
Well, that was how my buddy tried to sell it to me. He's like, "Yeah, I accidentally swallowed it once, and I threw up real hard. It was pretty." And he was like, "That's cool, right?" And I'm like, "Nah, man, that sounds terrible."
I've never been into puking.
I don't like puking at all. But he just thought it was cool because he's doing something that adult men did. And I'm like, God, I never had that need to be. I never needed to grow up or have those. Even I came to drinking late. I drank a little bit when I was in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And then I drank, didn't start drinking on a regular basis until I was 25, 26 years old.
Okay.
So
because that was the thing. We had a cornfield behind our house, and my buddy hit a cooler in the cornfield with I believe it was Miller Genuine Drafts.
Nice.
That we would go in the cornfield.
Champagne of beers.
And yeah, no, that's the
High Life.
That's High Life. MGD was what was their slogan? I don't recall what it was. But no, that was I was always looking to do the cool doing that sort of thing and being aging myself up in what I do socially.
I was always the kid that I was also a really late bloomer. I didn't hit a growth spurt till I was a a junior in high school.
Same.
So I look
we
like
are
a
the
little
same
kid.
person.
Yeah, we have a lot of similarities.
I
there.
was my freshman year in high school. I was 5'3" and I weighed 135 pounds.
Yeah, I was probably 5'1".
That's so
freshman
funny.
year, and probably around 130.
Yeah.
Like had a little belly, and then shot up around junior year. Got like to the point where people didn't recognize me anymore.
Oh wow.
And because I went from being a very childlike person to finally looking like all the rest of the kids in the
How
school.
How tall are you now?
I'm about 6 foot.
Oh yeah, I never reached it. 5'10" and a half.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting properly.
And especially if I wear I wear a lot of like Jordans and basketball shoes. Those give you enough to
is
get
there a
over
lift
6.
on those?
There's just a little bit. I mean, they're not like you're not flat on the ground, so
Yeah.
you're getting an extra half inch at least.
I see. I guess I need to buy more. I thought about doing.
Well,
platforms.
that's the thing. You wear a lot of the ones.
Yeah.
Ones are you're not getting very much. But like any of the ones with like an air pocket, like anything 3 on.
I have one pair of Air Maxes,
Yeah.
and they make me feel. I do feel taller in those.
Yeah.
So I legitimately am taller.
There you go.
How did we get this into shoes?
Uh,
I feel like it's always going to happen with us.
well, we going all. What's the we were talking about discipline.
The corporal punishment.
But shoes, yeah. I mean, I think that's also a generational thing.
Yeah.
Like guys around our age, it was such a great time for shoes.
Oh, it's the
between
Renaissance.
The late 80s to the mid 90s. Like they just had so many great iterations where they used up all the good designs.
Oh yeah,
because if you look at the stuff that's coming out now, like it's okay, but a lot of the stuff that looks good now is playing off designs that came out
100%
in the 90s and earlier.
Well, it's the theory I have about most things. There's 10 ideas in anything.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 10 ideas in radio. I would say there's and you could if you tried to.
That's 9 more than we use,
right?
On the Cox Show.
But you can even break it down. There's 10 ideas for shoe design. I bet there's 10 structures to a joke, to making
Pretty much,
a joke.
yeah, probably.
And you're just doing it in different ways.
If you were to 10 ways to hit a kid,
backhand, front hand, over the top.
You can throw
pull
something
the
at
nose.
'em.
You can throw something. You can throw them.
Yeah,
I could probably come up with 20 ways to hit a kid.
Yeah.
Easily.
But then you got to boil it down to which ones are
exactly
kind of doubling up here.
Yeah. Are we classifying just hand action?
Yeah.
Is there a foot involved?
Yeah. So they're bringing back corporal punishment. I think it's, I don't know. Why don't we fund schools? I think that we'll pay teachers more.
Listen.
Smaller classes, give them resources.
Listen.
Then let's see if that works and see if that is what will help kids have a better education, not just threaten to be like, hey, some of you can get hit. You can hit. Do you ever watch I Think You Should Leave?
No.
Oh, that's some homework for you.
Okay.
Watch that.
Is that the Tim Robinson show?
Yes.
Okay.
If you like Tim Robinson, you'll love the show.
Yeah.
But there's He Can Hit. That's a little reference to that.
Yeah. I mean, but these nonsense, common sense ideas you're coming up with, Bill, it's too far-fetched.
Just paying teachers more. And
you can't do that.
Fantasies.
Yeah. Nonsense.
Okay, so then we get into football.
Mm-hmm.
What's it? Aaron Donald just hits some dude on the Bengals with a helmet.
I saw
Myles Garrett style.
I saw the headline. I didn't see the video. How was it? One of the padded helmets?
I don't think so. I think it was one of the a regular helmet.
So obviously,
I think he took it off another player and hit him. I think it was similar to that. Because they got heated during practice, and people are like, he should be suspended this many games, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know. I think practice is a little different.
Teammate?
No, because it was a joint practice with the Bengals.
Okay.
They had the two teams that were in the Super Bowl practicing together, which I think that's bananas.
That's kind of crazy.
That seems bananas.
I don't know what the protocol is.
There's not enough time in between
to
have the last team you saw during the regular season and the first team or not the first team because they've had preseason games, but still, there's a lot of bad blood there. Still,
you meet in the game. You don't practice. Maybe it's a logistical thing. Maybe like all the how that thing where they're in school they're like pair up.
Yeah,
and everyone was paired up, and it was just
the Rams and the Bengals were left.
They were the last two left. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but it seems.
So did we find out the context as to why he swung?
Just a heated practice where they were getting into it, and then they started pushing and shoving, and he got the helmet.
There was always that theory that Mason Rudolph
dropped
said
an N-bomb. Yeah,
N-bomb, or I heard that he dropped an F-bomb on him too.
Oh, really?
I heard.
Oh, wow.
I've heard that theory, that conspiracy theory. We'll never know because we weren't there. So
I find it hard to believe that it definitely wasn't both, because I don't think Mason Rudolph knows 2 words.
Private school.
Yeah.
But we don't know the context as to which he did that.
Just reading some of the comments here.
Spoon and slipper? What?
Yeah, this is.
I don't understand that one.
Well, that's what they were using to
strike children.
Strike children. Yeah.
Oh.
Spoon, slippers. They get a little creative, but I was never the disciplinary when it came to that. My ex-wife, she spanked the kids a few times, but it's like nothing. But that's what I was going with is, spanking's usually like heat of the moment. Yeah. If you have to escalate to it where this is the last resort where they go, okay, you got detention, suspension.
Yeah.
And then we're like, but next
spanked. We're going to beat you.
We're going to hit you.
I mean, that just screams your child's going to be in therapy when they become an adult. Yeah. I don't.
Well, and that's the thing too, that, the seems like the older generation's the one that's like, that's what's missing.
Yeah.
Hitting kids. They're like, look at me and I'm fine. You're not. Mm-mm. You're not fine. No. I hate when boomers are like, I turned out fine. I'm like, you can't talk about anything.
I ate expired meat. I'm still fine.
Yeah, you have no idea how to even connect. Like, you don't know how to emote. Like, you're very closed off. You just are so used to being closed off that you don't even think it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's just how you exist.
Yeah. Am I going to get called woke by thinking, hey, maybe if they're getting in this trouble, maybe have them talk to a psychologist?
We need to take back woke, too, because
I hate it.
It's so
I mean, I don't mean, out of context, that sounds horrible. Right. But in context, it's not. I was just listening to, Charlemagne the God, right?
Because he was on the genesis of woke is a very, first of all, it's really been co-opted into this other thing that it was by black people it was FUBU, it was black people that were talking about it and using it, and it was almost like keep your guard up because you never know when something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah. So basically,
in context to race,
to paraphrase what he was saying, it's like we just call woke and we don't talk anymore.
Yeah,
we don't have that conversation. If I say something that's offensive to you, whatever it would be. We don't have that conversation. You just say we don't. It's not a conversation. It needs to be a conversation. Sure, there's no absolute to this conversation or these woke moments, and each one's different. But it's like, no, you can't just cancel somebody and have the conversation. Tell them why what they said is offensive, and then have that conversation about it.
Well, because a lot of it is so reactionary to this will happen, and then there's online backlash.
Yeah.
And they go, hey, you take the fake rapper from TikTok that just got signed by Capitol Records.
Who's that guy?
Oh.
What was his name?
Are we in the same business?
What is it? Wait, who are you talking about?
JD
I haven't seen that yet.
Okay, so there's a TikTok rapper that was he's a cartoon. And there was a guy that writes all the stuff.
The AI rapper.
Yeah, the AI rapper.
Okay, now I'm with you.
Okay, so he gets signed, and then they're like, well, the guy that's writing all his raps is a white guy, and he's really leaning hard on black stereotypes and using the N-word a lot.
So he's basically appropriating?
Yeah. And when people go, oh, what is a cultural appropriation? That is exactly it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's, there's other examples where I'm like, I don't think that's a big deal. But this is a guy that's trying to create this character and pass off this character as something authentic that's not, completely using other people's hard work. And I mean, that happens
he's
all
using
the time.
something that's not a part of that's like you said, it's not authentic to him, and he's using it.
And he's trying to find this loophole where he's like, well,
I'll just make a robot to say the N-word.
Yeah, the robot can say the N-word. I can't, but the robot can. But it's still you're writing it, or someone else is saying it. I think there's a team of people working on, but but still got 10 million followers on TikTok, and then it just makes
the internet doesn't care.
I don't want to do this anymore.
The internet does not care about any of that stuff.
No,
it doesn't.
But they got signed by Capitol Records and dropped within a day because people were like, nah, don't do this.
We're not doing that.
Yeah,
we're not here for
that. There's real rappers out there.
People
Go
need
get
to
a real rapper.
Yeah, seriously. People need to realize how much the internet is just bullshit.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to comments. I mean, we posted that. That TikTok on the Kiss TikTok that got us 1 million views, and it jumped us from 500 followers to I think we're at 19,000 now.
Nice.
From taking these listeners, these MGK fans from the back row to the pit. And
if you really wanted to do them a favor, you take them from the back row to another concert.
Don't you dare. He's great.
I'm kidding. He's been on the. He's a nice guy, but
no. The whole thing is, I would say if there's, I'm just guessing, let's say there's 5,000 comments. At least a quarter of them are fuck MGK.
How funny would that be, though, if you did that again at like another concert
and took them to somewhere else?
But you just took them outside the gate and they couldn't get back in.
Oh my God, that's the worst. That's the worst.
You're like, hey, we're gonna take you front row, and then you take them out the gate, and then they're like, and you're like, oh, bye.
Or what was it, Blossom last night? You take them from the back row of like a whatever, like MGK.
Yeah.
You take them in the car to Blossom, and it's Encanto sing along.
Yeah. Hey, there's some people that be down with that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Encanto yet, but
that's a great soundtrack.
I'm sure
it's Lin-Manuel.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great soundtrack.
It's gonna be good. So AEW. We'll wrap up on that. I think where are we at? Because we got to do other stuff. This is just for fun.
We have to do our jobs.
We have to do our real jobs. I'm just trying. I'm still not used to this.
I do look creepy.
I mean, yeah.
Is it just the angle I'm looking at?
It's. There's a few.
There's tweaks.
There's tweaks to be made. Done. Okay, so I went to AEW Live.
Yeah,
that was a blast. I forgot that I went when I was a kid. I saw WWF Live like the Diesel Razor Ramon era.
Oh, okay,
that was fun when I was a kid, but that was when it was real. They didn't have a lot of production because it was just a house show, and so you're just getting the wrestlers. So like now with the sets they have and the lights, I mean it's one of the best light shows I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
it's incredible. But it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of good matches. One controversial match, CM Punk versus Jon Moxley it was a weird one. What are your thoughts on that?
I was excited for it because I thought we were going to have a good match. I think
it was less than 3 minutes. It's like clocked at like 2 minutes 59 seconds.
It was a squash match, obviously. My theory is
explain what a squash match is.
It just means it's over really quick.
Yeah,
you think it's done and over with, which normally doesn't happen with a match of this caliber.
Yeah.
When I saw the headline that they were going to have a match at Rampage, right? That's the Wednesday show, right? And not the pay-per-view, which is a couple weeks away.
Right.
That made my ears perk up.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't the main event.
Yeah.
That made my ears perk up. And then when it was a squash, I'm like, oh, he's still hurt.
Yeah.
So my theory is it's some foot injury. I don't know what it was. I think it was surgically repaired. I think he needs more time off than he originally thought.
Yeah. So he needed
to legit drop it so there wouldn't be an interim champion because he didn't get to defend his title and drop it.
Right.
He had to just stop wrestling because he needed to have surgery on his foot. So that's my theory is that he's got to take more time off.
It is a work just to set that up. And
I think so. Because
that makes a lot of sense.
If he's out for 9 months, like Cody Rhodes, who just came back to WWE, tore his pec off his chest and wrestled a match afterwards, which is insane. But, I mean, he's out for 9 months, so you just have to – you can't –
because he just came back at WrestleMania and he's already out again.
So, if that happens to you and you're the champion – you can't just have an interim champion for 9 months until you come back. As long as you're physically able enough to do a squash match or something like that,
you do it.
You drop the title.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they did it. And they're going to have Mox, running. He'll be the main guy. Now you got Kenny Omega back.
Yeah.
MJF is still MIA.
Yeah.
That's a lot of acronyms. I might have just lost you on
that
one.
I was with you till MJF. Yeah. I don't know who's MJF.
He was one of the top heels, and he did this. You remember CM Punk's pipe bomb?
Yeah.
A few years ago, like 10 years ago.
Right.
He essentially did a work shoot promo at a show, and he hasn't been seen since.
Oh, wow.
So there's all this speculation about, well, what's going on because he's still locked in a contract, and so he's still MI, but he could come in and be top guy too. I don't know.
Well, it's got me interested again, and I didn't know about, like, I knew a lot of these guys, I didn't know they had to change their names when they came to AEW. So, like, I mean, I know Dean Ambrose. I know Daniel Bryan. I didn't know he was Bryan Danielson now.
Yeah, but that's his real name. Is Bryan Danielson.
Okay, but it's a great name.
Yeah.
It works.
He messed up in his promo. He said the wrong name. I caught it. I had just turned it on, and he started to say something and started to say, I think he said Daniel Bryan Danielson or something like that. Yeah. Right?
I think he said that because I was like, is this that guy? Like, I didn't even know he was here now. So
he was hurt for a while too. So what was your boy Pants is a big wrestling head. Yeah. What was his theory on the squash match? I was curious.
I think it was about that. He's like, it seems like an injury.
Okay.
Yeah, because it just but like a contrived it's not like he heard it in that match.
No, it was a work. Yeah.
Yeah, he was setting something up.
So my biggest question, what'd you think about the Acclaimed?
The Acclaimed were great.
Aren't they amazing?
They're a lot of fun, but I'll tell you what, who stole the show was Will Ospreay.
Who's that?
He's the guy in the final match, that triple threat match.
You know what? That's when I had to start being dad.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to watch. I did
go back and watch that match. It was awesome.
What was the thing like I saw that ended in a cutter?
25-minute match.
It ended in a diamond cutter. It was the most insane spot I've seen. I forget, but I was like, oh my God. So I do need to go back and watch it because the one spot I saw was like, that's insane.
Yeah. The Acclaimed were great. They even they worked in, you're talking about how they do their freestyle rap when they're walking down the ring, and he worked in something about student loans being forgiven. I'm like, topical. I love it. It's killing it.
He did when Vince first paid that. We found out about Vince's first settlement.
Yeah.
He'd said something, and then he said something about when Vince retired too.
Nice.
So he is really good at those.
He's got it. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for checking out the Midday BJ. Hope it was satisfying. Thanks for coming.